Hello and welcome to Tip TV Finance with me, Matt Brown. I am joined today by Chris Gilbert, the CEO of Fox Marble. Now, Fox Marble is a marble company or marble production, quarry, various different aspects of marble. Good afternoon, Chris. How are you?
Matt, hi. Good afternoon to you. Yes. Well, thank you. Good.
Starting off, I've already mentioned Fox Marble being a marble company. Can you expand on that and tell us about your company and your operations?
Yes, I think it's fair to say we're unique. We're the only listed marble company, I think, anywhere in the world now. I think there might have been one in Hong Kong, but I don't think that exists anymore. And we are certainly unique in that we're the only publicly listed company investing in Kosovo, which is where we have four of our quarries. And we also have a big quarry in Macedonia. So we're a unique animal, and I think people, sort of struggle to understand who we are and what we are. We're not a mining company. We're not an explorer. We're not looking for anything. We have our arms around a vast quantity of very high quality, and in some cases very scarce marble in Kosovo and Macedonia, where we have a white marble quarry, which is the sort of gold standard of marble. And if we're anything, we're an architectural or buildings material supply company that owns its own quarries. We've recently completed our own factory where we take the block marble, which we sell to some of our customers in various parts of the world, and we now we will be cutting and polishing it for those markets where we sell a more finished product with a higher margin. We've been processing in Italy up until now, which people like because it gives them sort of security of quality of finish and things. But I think we've established our brand in some markets well enough that people trust the material and trust us as a supplier.
That's great. And the marble is for, I assume, not your everyday residential home. Is this a luxury product?
It's the must-have piece. Natural stone has become the must-have piece for high-end residential, high-end commercial, and high-end retail. So you sort of see these, sort of very high-end brand stores that are kitted out in a lot of marble now. And so we enjoy the fact that market is developing quite a bit. And we like our position in the space because these developments, particularly if we look at the very, very big office blocks or the very big residential developments that sort of St George's Homes and Berkeley Homes and Capital and Counties sort of engage in, all of whom are now customers of ours and for whom we've installed our material. These are developments that run into the hundreds of millions of pounds or dollars or whatever it is. And the marble contract or this natural stone contract might be worth £5 million or £10 million, which is a fraction of the total cost, but it's a must-have piece. So we like that. It's not the sort of definitional budget-busting part of the development, but it's a piece they have to have. So we like that.
And from an investor point of view, you've already mentioned you're not really a mining company, albeit marble is a commodity, not a tradable commodity on the market. You sit more in that bracket of being a building materials company.
We do, and as you so rightly point out, it's not a commodity. Marble isn't commoditized. There's no spot market in marble. There's no fixed price as there might be for copper or I don't know, some other commodity. All marble is priced differently. It's all different because it comes in different shapes, sizes, and quality. And we happen to have very high quality marble that competes with the Italian marble, which I suppose is the gold standard in the industry. They've certainly been doing it the longest. And we're in a very low cost labour zone, so we're very competitive, and that's giving us the advantage that we thought we had.
That's good. I see an RNS announcement a couple of days ago with regards to a tie-up in India there's a sales tie-up. Expand on that. Is this, I assume, good for Fox Marble? Is this good news?
It's very good news indeed. We said a year ago that whilst we were enjoying the wins that we were getting in the more developed parts of the world, like London, now Sydney, we announced a big job in Sydney recently, New York, Beijing, these very prestigious contracts that we were winning that installs our marble in these very high-end, actually they are all residential developments, like Lillie Square, the Capital and Counties one in Earls Court, and like the Berkeley Homes development. And we've just been contracted, in fact we've shipped all of the natural stone that's being installed in what the developer is billing as being the most expensive house in Australia. I don't know quite what that means, but it's sort of up there anyway. But what this has done for us is this has established our brand of marble at the right level. So we can now address the volume markets in places like India, in China, and in North America. And this Indian order is an example of the work that we've been putting into these territories over the last 12 months, where we said we would focus on these markets because we knew that there were big sort of customers there that would take our marble in volume. And this is a multi-year contract. It's a 3-year contract. It's worth nearly $2 million a year. We'll be shipping around 1,000 tonnes, give or take, a month, as soon as our quarries reopen after the winter shutdown, which happens every year. So that'll be in about 2 or 3 weeks now, I expect. It's the first of what we think will be a lot of business in that part of the world as we establish our infrastructure in India itself.
And is this cut and polished marble, or are you sending kind of, I don't know what you'd call it, unready marble, unpolished and uncut?
That's exactly the right question, Matt. This is block marble. You can't, you can ship slabs, which is cut and polished marble, into India, but there's a draconian import duty placed on finished goods because they want the processing and the manufacturing in their own country, which is understandable. So we ship this marble in blocks. So we ship 15 to 20 ton blocks in containers by boat from the port of Durrës on the coast of Albania out to Mundra, I think it's going to, because it's going to the north of India with this customer. And Mahadev, this first customer of ours in India, of what we expect to be a number of customers, are themselves a very large company that process the marble and then sell it domestically.
So are these, would you say these are orders? Well, they are orders. Are they sales?
This is a sale.
This is a sale.
This is a sale and purchase agreement with Mahadev, and they pay us before we ship the marble. So we like the arrangement.
So that certainly helps cash flow. I can imagine, albeit you're not a mining company, getting the materials out of the ground and finishing, polishing, and obviously you need block marble deals to get that cash in. How is the company situated now for cash? Now you've got this deal.
We've got cash in the bank. I think we announced in our trading update in December, so not so long ago, that we had, I think, just over €1 million in the bank. We expect this to be, as I say, they're paying cash on the nail, so we expect this to be cash positive as we go into this. We've got some investment to make in the quarries, or in this particular quarry, to be able to not just accommodate an order of this size, but our anticipation that further orders of similar size will be coming from those parts of the world in which we've sort of focused our attention.
And as you say, India, any other markets that you'd be looking at the moment?
We said a year ago that we were going to focus our attention on those markets where we thought we could, really sort of score with this kind of arrangement. And we said at the time that the markets that we were looking at were India, China, and North America, which is a huge market, and from a construction point of view is just booming at the moment. So we'll see.
A very basic question. You mentioned the 4 mines in Kosovo. How much marble is in there? I assume these are open.
They're quarries. It's open. Yes, we're not doing the grown-up stuff. We're quarrying, and the quarries. The stone is literally a metre below the surface. The overburden is tiny, and they're right by tarmacked metal roads. So it's a very benign environment in which to operate. When we floated the company, we obviously introduced a CPR, to the market, which confirmed that we had in excess of 300 million cubic meters of marble. That's 1 billion tons of marble. We've got lots of marble.
Okay, that's very good. And anything with regards to, obviously you're operating in India, Kosovo, the UK. You have customers in the UK. We have a lot of currency traders that would be interested into how you manage that. We've seen a big sell-off in the pound over the recent months. Does that pose a threat to the business at all?
We think I wouldn't go so far as to say we have any sophisticated hedging operation, because we don't, but we derive our revenue in dollars. So, for example, our Indian customers pay us in US dollars. Our customers that come to us in Italy, where we have a showroom and a yard and some salespeople, they pay us in euros. We report in euros. We're a euro-denominated reporting company because of where we operate. And the currency of Kosovo is the euro, so that's why. And of course, we have sterling customers. So I suspect that it's a bit swings and roundabouts. We're not entirely sort of covered, but we've got some natural hedge because we operate in the three currencies and we get revenue in all three.
And finally, just the share price, we saw a bit of an uplift
We
over
did.
the recent weeks. I think we're
We
trading
did.
about 10p. This moved up from 7.5p.
Yes.
Do you think, and obviously you have to be very careful about what you say about share price, but do you feel that at the moment that is a fair reflection of the company's worth, or do you think we should see the share price trading a bit higher?
When we listed the company, we explained to people that at the most conservative estimate, the value of the resource that we had under license, and these are 40-year licenses, was valued by the consultant, Golder Associates, who prepared the competent persons report for us. And they valued our resource at 16.5 billion euros. Now, of course, it's in the ground, so you have to sort of take that into consideration. But we have a market cap of, at the moment, I think it's around 18 million pounds. We don't think that this is a fair reflection of the value of the company. We think there's an opportunity there. We understand that last year for us was a year in which people didn't see much activity because we were very focused on these things, which of course are under the radar until we can announce them. Also, we put a lot of work into the quarries to get them battle ready so that they would be capable of producing the kind of volumes that we're looking at delivering and selling and delivering this year. So I think people were in a very much a sort of waiting mode to see this developing. And I think as it develops, I think the true value of the company will become clear to people as we go forward.
That's great news. Well, thank you very much, Chris. It's been a pleasure speaking to you. That was Chris Gilbert from Fox Marble.